Okay, there we go. Okay, so
Gonna
record it.
computer down here.
I'm sorry.
Dick. Those voices, you know, they get a voice with Windows and it applies to everything. That voice sounds very familiar, like I'd heard it before.
All right, I'm gonna let Dwight Brown in. He's coming in now.
Yeah, he's decent. He can come in.
Okay. All right, Chick, take over, buddy.
Well, I'm going to wait till the whole crew's here pretty much. We just kind of do small talk and
Okay.
say what's going on. Virginia's got a surgery scheduled for the 30th, so if you put her on your prayer list, it's going in the heart. So anytime they deal with the heart, I've had that done once or twice. They got ablations and
Hey, Dwight, you need
cardioversions
a
and
light on your face.
I'm trying to give you guys a view of the Rocky Mountains with snow on them out here in Breckenridge.
Oh,
Can you see the snow up? Can you see the snow out the window?
I see a white window.
Yeah,
I see a dark
Right.
shadow. That must be Dwight.
it looks like it's snowing maybe.
If you'd like to melt some of it, I'll point my camera toward the ocean.
I can point mine to a tree, but you've seen a tree before.
Yeah, I just wanted you to see those. It's a high of 57 here in Breckenridge today.
oh, wow.
Hey, there's a
Bobby.
little thing.
Do you have to pay extra if you live in Colorado a long time?
We lived here 29 years and then just went to Florida the end of 2022.
My last assignment in the Air Force was in Colorado Springs. And everybody said, "How did you get that assignment?" I said, "I just was real good and stood in the corner and be quiet." And they paid.
All right, Chick, I think I finally got my video on. I don't know how I
think
did
you
it,
did.
but I think I did.
Comb your hair.
Can you see
I
it?
can see you,
Yeah.
Butch, I can see you.
Okay, good.
Hey, he's got hair. That's
Well, maybe that's not
I
good.
know, I don't even have a comb.
I think Butch outranks you in the cadet corps there, Chick. So
Oh, I know, I'm
Careful
saluting
now.
right now.
Butch, how are you doing?
Doing good. We're
That's
sitting
good.
here, we're hosting the PGA in Louisville now. And it's just about to be over.
Oh, is that what's on TV? I thought it was in the West Coast.
It's on, yeah, it's on right now.
Yeah, Virginia, they'll lose NASCAR racing when PGA golf is on.
I think we tried to affect the winner because we arrested the #1 golfer in the world.
Hey,
Charged him with a felony, and he's got to appear in court on Tuesday. So
Yeah.
it's a tough city.
Yeah,
This is a
he
tough
didn't
day.
do so well yesterday.
yeah, I always speed through Louisville, get on the other side of it quickly as I can, because West Virginia is in my headlights. You know.
Ah.
So, Ben, what have you been doing the last year or two? Did you go to the Kentucky Derby?
What?
Did you go to the Kentucky Derby?
I have. Let me tell you about that.
Tell
I
me
used-
about that.
I used to have a box out there. It cost $1,200 for the Oaks and the Derby on Friday and Saturday. And when I retired, I used to buy it for the Kroger company. When I retired, I said, okay, I'm going to buy that box in retirement and go and invite guests and that kind of thing to the Derby. And the year I wanted to do that, they turned ticket sales over to some conglomerate in New York City, and they wanted $12,000 for that box. Well, I got to tell the most I've ever won in a damn Derby race was 3,500. So that didn't. I'm watching it at home on TV from now.
So I take it you didn't buy the
Blame
box.
you a bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you go to the Derby? Did you go to the Derby, Ben?
Did I go to Derby?
Did you go?
No, I watched it on the television. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we heard you. Chick wasn't listening.
Yeah. I just ask questions. I don't get answers.
You didn't give him the answer he wanted.
Yeah. So we
Yeah.
keep asking.
Yeah.
Pete, how you doing?
Doing fine. We got through our trip and everything, and
Gary,
I saw
see
you. I saw you then. Yep.
Ah, we got Gary finally. I can see him.
Yeah, I just
Oh,
realized
there you
that there was a little click down at the bottom that I had to turn the thing on.
Oh.
I'm just not adept at zooming. But here I am. Good to see you guys.
Nice to
Looking
see you.
good.
You.
Good We almost got enough now to make a formation.
Looks could be deceiving. It's been too long. Sorry, guys.
Hey, Gary, of
Yes.
course, we really want to give sympathy to you for your recent loss of your wife. And
Thanks. Thanks, Homer.
she was a great woman. She surely was.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for sending us the information about her so we can share that with everyone.
Yeah.
Well, she really saved me. I was flunking out of VPI in chemical engineering my junior year after I had left the Corps and was a civilian. And we got married. I dropped out of school for a year, got married, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, she just taught me how to study, and the rest is history, and it was a good history.
Yeah.
That's enough about me. I'm just listening to you guys. Keep on talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you all know that we lost.
You guys are gonna have to forgive me. I'm getting a little arrow.
Who's that?
Yeah,
That's Earl.
Earl?
Earl's picture is not showing.
What's wrong, Earl? We see you.
I don't.
I
I'm
don't.
getting an error message
Yeah, now I
periodically.
do.
There's Earl.
I'm getting a low bandwidth
Oh, there-
error message from
Well,
my
you-
network.
Well, you're on the Outer Banks. What do you expect?
Well,
Every time
exactly.
that lighthouse sweeps by, it knocks out the Wi-Fi.
Hey, we're not
Sharks
complaining.
come by.
Thank you.
I did want to mention Joe Finkstein. We lost him a couple of weeks ago, and I remember Joe so well in our squadron, and how hard he worked to get through electrical engineering.
Yeah.
It helped us all on EE. I just took 2 classes there, and I like to never got through those. I'm about to let Norm Grice on, so hang on. All right, there's Mr. Norm. Almost.
Dwight, if you
I
get a
don't see
light
it.
in front of you instead of behind you, we can see you. Right now, we just see a dark shadow.
All right, Norm is connecting to audio, so we'll see if he comes up or not. So
I don't
give
know
him
where
a
my
minute.
gallery went. I'm only seeing like 2 people at a time.
If Dwight Brown could close those blinds behind him, maybe we could see Dwight.
Yeah, I was just trying to show you the mountains before I did that. I'll get them now.
Okay.
They'll be there, even though you close the window. They'll still be there.
Yeah.
Okay, Norm's still trying to sign on, so keep going there, Chick.
There we go, getting adjusted. So Ben, you're not connected at all to the Kentucky Derby. I was out there just looking at those 250,000 people thinking, which one of these has been? I
Well,
thought maybe you have one of those big fancy hats on, you know, and a big striped suit. You throwing the money left and right.
Chick, I'll be honest with you. I would rather go to any horse race in Louisville, Kentucky at Churchill Downs other than the Derby. It's the damnedest hassle you ever seen in your life to
It
get
looks
in.
like a
and out
circus, and the horses are just extra.
All right, Norm is up, although he doesn't have anything on.
That's
Let's
better, Dwight.
ask to
Thank
unmute.
you.
Okay, is that better?
That's better. You look young. That's
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
You're beautiful.
Hey, Dwight, you changed.
Yeah, I got better looking as I got older.
Wish I could say that. Too bad.
You're all looking
Yeah,
pretty good.
agenda.
I don't see Norm on the screen.
He hasn't come up quite yet.
Oh, we
He's
got it going.
still trying. He was going out and do a half marathon, and I was really interested to hear about that.
My goodness.
We'll see.
Even a half marathon's a long ways.
You can still walk?
Quarter marathon was a long way. A tenth of the marathon.
Here, the refrigerator is about right.
Marathon?
I did one marathon just to prove it. I could do it years ago. And it snowed on me. It rained, it sleeted, it hailed. And I thought, well, God's trying to tell me something here.
Don't do that again.
Don't do that.
Earl, what are you doing to keep off the blotter report to the cops?
What? I just fly below the radar.
Rocky, what about you? You still working?
Yeah, I'm working when my wife tells me. Is that what you meant?
I mean, working like going to work 8 to 5 and punching a
No.
time clock.
No, I keep busy though. Had my hip replaced about 6 months ago,
Well, you didn't do that work. The doctor did
and
that.
it turned out to be more than they thought because there was a muscle tear in my fanny that they didn't see ahead of time. So it's taken a bit longer to get back, but we're working at it.
Things take longer to get well when we get up here in the years.
Who? You getting up years?
Yeah, I did. Matter of fact, when we hit the 80 wall, it was like run into a glass barrier. Boom, knocked over. And the
Yeah,
doctors
yeah.
came running. They said, "Let me see what all's broken."
Something said there's something true about that, that 80 barrier. Yeah.
I went to the eye doctor and I said, "I can't see so well." He said, "You're pretty old, guy."
Sonny,
Good for a
I
long
was
guy.
trying to put video, not video, but share a few pictures. I don't know if you've allowed that to happen or.
Well, it's difficult on Zoom unless you got Dropbox or something like that, but you can do it on chat. As a matter of fact, I was going to try that and let me try that and see if it works. I was just going to put up a picture of Jim Floyd, and let's see if that works.
It was a great picture of you and Jim on his porch. out
Yeah.
there.
So your computer. Okay, so Jim Floyd, 8-3. All right, so I put this picture out on chat. I don't think it shows up on screen, but if you click on chat, you should be able to see that picture of Jim Floyd speaking in his mic
Yes,
and me looking on.
It's-
Can you see that?
yes.
It's
it comes
showing
up,
off to
yes,
the side.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's off to the side, right?
It's
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
It's
so
there.
that I can do, and you can too. If you want to try it on chat, you can put that up.
And
So
my pictures are on Google Photos. Does that work? I'm not,
that might work. In that case, you go to share screen, I think might work. Let's see if I can. Not sure. Can you try share? Do you see
Yeah,
something
I
that
got-
says share
see it,
screen?
yeah.
I've clicked on it and it says the host has disabled the participant screen sharing.
Yeah, I do that kind of thing. Let me see.
Get you online and
I'm careful around you. I can make you the host. So hang on, Rocky. I'm going to make you the host.
Great responsibility now.
It is.
Oh,
Okay.
boy, it weighs heavily.
Okay, now
It's
you're the
even above
host.
Your hair.
Yeah.
So now see if you can share screen.
All right, let's see. Yeah, it came up. Entire screen.
Not
Share.
here.
I wanted
Oops.
to make sure that you all could see.
Well, that blew my screen out.
Did
Yeah,
it?
mine's gone.
All I've got is Robert Rockwell. It's a sad day.
Yeah, what we're seeing, the black screen is there. You
Oh,
go.
there it is.
There we go.
Yeah.
Which one is you? The brown one or the white one?
Well, this was new for me for sure. I mean, I've not tried to do this kind of thing. The way I had it set up, it was going to be half screen, and I guess I probably screwed myself in doing that.
No, it's fine. I think it's fine.
Let's
Wow.
see.
Quite a fruit market.
Wow.
Yeah, this was in Morocco.
Oh, I love Morocco.
Yeah, that's who.
Where's
who's-
Morocco?
It was an interesting. It was
Is
an.
that in the United States?
Africa.
You've heard
Africa.
of Marrakesh and all that kind of thing.
Oh, I don't get out much
Here
anymore.
we go. Here we go. Oops.
That's a lot of grapes or pecans or whatever.
there's a lot more here than I anticipated showing it. I didn't realize it was kind of come up like this.
Oh,
You asked,
wow.
you asked what I'd been doing and
I know where that is.
through the hip operation,
Yeah, you don't travel much, do you, Rock?
Yeah.
well, I think that's what caused the hip problem, but
That's Venice.
Venice.
we did have, and it's, my wife is hard to keep up with. I mean, she's so able to,
Oh, San Michelle.
oh, yeah, these go back quite a few years. This is the whole file. I didn't mean to, I wasn't gonna show this. Somehow,
Netherlands.
Holland.
yeah, yeah, and this was Death Valley, right there.
Wow.
That's a, by the way, that's something that's very interesting, the sand dunes in Death Valley. I never even knew they were there. Anyway, that's I didn't mean to get into those photos, but how do I get out of them?
Now we're on tour. May as well keep the tour going.
You
Let
trip.
me see. Oh, there's another little, what I'm trying to get at is, albums, come on. Ah, this is the one I was trying to get at.
Ah. The drill field.
Yeah, bring back some memories. Do you remember doing this?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This is-
Painfully.
Painful.
look at
You
that.
know, I think it set the tone for discipline. You know, it's why we made it to where we are. This one you may not remember.
Oh, my word.
Who is this?
That's Lynn Newton Edney.
Lynn, yeah.
Wow.
There's that.
He came up to New Hampshire after freshman year for a visit. He and Jim Crockett. And I had this picture. I thought you might enjoy seeing it.
Yeah.
And of course,
There's your car with VPI.
right, and there's a few.
Wow.
Everybody's got one, I think, and probably everybody's got this one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Are we on detention or something? I don't know.
That was the flag football team that won the Corps championship. And that's Bobby Evans on the left kneeling, giving everybody the finger.
Yeah,
Can you name all those guys? Is that Phil Duncan right next to Bobby?
That's Rocky,
that's me.
Rocky.
That's me,
Flash,
Chris Rhodes,
Chris,
Still there?
Bill Bayer, George Fox. Phil's on the end. That's
Phil,
Steve Brett standing behind George. Ronnie Randolph, Gene Maxey, and
Jerry Van Fossen,
yeah, Jerry Van Valkenburg. Thanks. Very good.
and of course, you know,
That's a keeper.
back 25 years ago, we got together, and this was a single picture.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
That's a good looking group.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is.
That was easy to set up.
One of
Hey,
the-
just hold us at that one, okay? We really look good there.
Okay,
That was easy to set up because Michael Vick hadn't appeared on the scene, and you could get charter buses, you could get hotel rooms. There's a Hotel Roanoke, and we got a hotel and a parking place right by the stadium tickets, and nobody went broke over the whole thing. If you try to do that today, it'd probably be $1,000 a piece. Nobody come.
You know, it's interesting looking at those pictures closely. Oh, next one. Come on.
Yeah.
And then a couple of years later, we were there briefly, and I'm not really sure what the occasion was in 2002. You can see, whoops. Do you see those boxes when they pop in?
Yeah.
Oh boy, no.
But I've lost the arrow to look for any further pictures.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Where do they go? Application window. Huh.
This is Norman. Can anybody hear me?
Yes?
You know, we got you.
There's,
Hey, Norm.
I am here, but I'm not in the picture, so I don't know.
Everybody's just
what
blocked out right now.
Yeah, everybody's out right now, Norm.
Yeah, we're just showing some old pictures, Norm.
Okay, yeah, I saw the pictures.
Old pictures
They
of
are
young people.
old.
How do I get out of
Yeah.
this? Yeah. Well, maybe that's the end of my pictures. I have a few more, but we saw the best one there in 2002 when we were young.
Hit that X up in the upper right corner. Maybe that'll make it disappear, Rocky.
Hit the X.
The X up in the upper right corner, maybe?
Yeah, that gets rid of everything. Then I have to come back and why is this here?
Or at
Share.
the top screen, you got an X there on the bar up the top.
Who are we talking to?
We got this. There's an application window and then something.
Yeah, you'll have to get out of the share screen mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've hit the end of the road here, and if I get out of it by hitting share. How do I get out of it?
Well, I think Gary said if you just click on that X in the upper right-hand corner, it should go away.
At least your picture go away.
It's gone.
Okay, it isn't gone for us. I tell you what you can do. Well, I don't know.
Okay, I can go back to this.
You can,
Multiple participants can share, advanced sharing. Get off of that one.
what you can do is go over to participants and click on my name and give me the host duties back, and that'll get you off of it, I think.
We need a 12-year-old kid.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Participants, okay.
Okay,
Somebody
Jim
first
Floyd.
grade.
Click
I'm bringing
on
Jim
this.
Floyd on, by the way.
Okay, I'm gonna mute.
It says that Homer's now the host.
Yeah.
This is the kind of thing that happens when you went to school with a bunch of engineers.
Right.
Yeah, see that the green arrow, Sonny, it's showing green.
Hey,
arrow
guys,
next to me. How do I move?
Do
it
I
over
need to
you?
call tech support?
This is tech support.
This is-
My tech support is still here.
Sonny, I have.
I think-
Oh, yeah.
There we go. I got it.
There we
Don't
go.
touch that button again. You got the right one.
Finally.
We have Jim Floyd on, or he was trying
Norm,
to
we
get
got
on.
Floyd.
Yeah.
Pin.
Uh,
That do it?
Anybody here?
See,
Yes,
Hey,
Jim.
Jim.
Hey, we lost signal here. Have a storm going on and now we're here. So
all right.
Go on.
I had put up, if you click on chat there, Jim, I'd put up a picture of you when you were giving your acceptance for your award and appreciation for your AgCat. And I was just going to see what else I have that I can put. Oh, here we go, the AgCat. So that's, you should, everybody, if you click on chat, you should see that picture of Jim's AgCat on the right-hand side of your screen. Everybody see that?
Yeah.
See,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and if you click on it, you'll get a big picture. But yeah, so I got to go see Jim and had a great time at his ranch. He's got a huge ranch and great house, and got to meet all his friends. I got to meet Squeaky, who had to show me his Vietnam era 5-ton dump truck. It's the best thing that's happened to me all year. And
I'll tell him that.
no, it really was. I'd love to say Squeaky, tell Squeaky I said hello. We had a really, really good time out there. So it was really, really a treat to see where you live and everything. So, and there's Jim and me on his porch of his ranch. So,
Yeah.
I don't see that. Yeah, this crazy thing up here.
I'm getting it.
Yep.
I thought you guys really looked good in that picture. I just, yeah.
well, Jim and I had a great time, and I got to meet his extended family, and I could not believe the number of friends that he had turn out for the at the museum, and I was really impressed by what I saw at Jim's Ranch. So, and the whole trip was great. So thank you, Jim. I appreciate that.
It's unbelievable that you came out to help me do that. So thank you. We're all blessed.
Hey, Jim, how did you keep that plane running for 35 years? I'm looking at it.
Oh, I flew it 42 years.
42?
Yeah. We spent over a year in the air together.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, you have to have a good mechanic, which would be me.
Hey,
That comes from your tech training, right?
In its lifetime, it had 11 engines on it. I bought it a little bit
oh, wow.
used.
Well, that answered that question.
Yeah.
B-52's only got 6.
Yeah, the picture I just put up over on chat is Jim with what's his name? Emil, the
Yes.
museum head, and when they accepted the Ag Cat, and it's a beautiful, beautiful airplane. They got it right close to the hangar door, so Jim can, in case of emergency, go out and dust some crops. Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
Right. We don't dust anymore.
You don't dust?
Spray. I'm sorry, spray.
We're agricultural aviators. We're not crop dusters.
Agricultural aviators.
Gotcha.
Do you-
Whatever you were,
now?
you are beloved in southern Kansas as their favorite agricultural aviator.
Yeah.
And we're going to try to get you on that aircraft wall of fame there at the
Oh, yeah.
new tech building. And by the way, I was just up there a few weeks ago, and boy, if you get a chance to go on the campus and see that new military building, it's amazing. Really is amazing.
Oh, yeah.
We wouldn't have known how to act if we'd had anything like that back then.
Well, I'm not sure you know how to act now, Earl, actually. So, you know.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
we got 10 participants, you know, that's an
It's not
unusual.
bad.
I want to hear about the half marathon from
Yeah,
Norm, if he's, yeah.
Oh,
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes,
I can hear
sir.
you fine.
we can't see you though. Are you trying to hide what you look like after a half marathon?
Yeah, that would have been pretty sad anyway. But just to tell you, I've been running marathons since 2016. And this one was a half marathon. This was a mere 13.1 miles. So, but we've been doing them regularly, and also the full marathons pretty regularly.
Wow.
Last year was a little trouble for me. I had a cramp that I just couldn't get rid of, and you just can't run. You're going to tear something up if you do. So anyway, go ahead.
I would think an 81-year-old cramp would be really something. Half marathon, on a marathon.
Yeah, well, there are things you can do to prevent it. There's there's a product that sprays on. I think it's called TheraWorks, and that does sometimes cure it. But in this case, I didn't have my TheraWorks with me, so couldn't get it done. But anyway, nice. It was a nice tour of Fredericksburg, Virginia, which is about probably 50 miles south of where I live now. Where I live is in Purcellville, which is 10 miles west of Leesburg.
We used to go swimming there.
Mm-hmm.
My dad played golf.
Megan? Well, anyway, it was a successful thing, and I was number one in the 80s group
Surprise.
to finish. And
how many of
there
you
were
are in the over 80 group?
2.
Yes, that is it.
If you trip the other guy up, you win.
Yeah.
There's you get wish I could show you this medal. It's very nice, but they always have a very nice medal and shirts and stuff like that. So it's
Swag.
it's a nice event.
So, so Norm, did you walk it, or were you able to run part of it, or what did you do?
Yeah, it was mostly running. I was running at 4 mile pace. It's not, that won't get you where in the Olympics, but I mean, 4 mile pace is a automobile put in gear, and it'll get to 4 miles per hour. So that's what we were running at.
That's pretty impressive.
It sounds easier than
Christine.
running, doesn't it?
Say again?
It sounds easier than running, just sitting in a car idling.
Yeah.
Yeah, so your knees are holding up. That's good.
Yes, they are. I am lucky about that. Don't have any trouble with those.
Yeah.
And only problems I do have with these marathons is get cramps sometimes, and if you
Norm,
can't.
you're living out,
The question?
Norm, you're living out, past Aldi. Do they still have
Yeah, very
Aldi
close,
days?
very close to Aldi.
Do
Aldi
they
is
still have,
about, go ahead.
Go ahead,
do they
Earl.
still have Aldi days?
I don't know. I haven't never heard of that. There is an Aldi mill that was a prime example of what the mills were back in the day. And it's preserved and it's open to the public. And there's another place that's open that's of historical significance, which is, let's see, where is that? I don't know. They have a big shindig, and it occurs in, I think, October. And like Aldi, it's like the old Aldi. It's a very well cared for historic site. People that buy houses in there love ancient houses, so it's a great place to visit. And if you and some people open their house up, let you have a look.
Yeah.
Yeah, Norm, real quick. So our what we do out in the when I go dino hunting, leg cramps is first aid. Carry a packet of mustard like you get in McDonald's, and that will almost always resolve it.
Really?
Yep.
You eat it or rub it on?
Eat it.
Eat it.
Never heard of that, but I love
That's why-
mustard, so that would
That's
be
why I'm
fine.
here. That's why I'm here.
You eat it?
What do you do with the pack of mustard, though, Sonny?
Well, first you open it, and then you swallow its contents. It's like, or vinegar if you have vinegar. Either one of them, first aid, will almost always resolve your cramp. Long enough for you to do whatever you're doing. So,
Wow.
like if you get night cramps, by the way, and as we get older, we do. That's a good first aid to stop that. Just keep a packet of mustard along and take that. I can't tell you why, but the brain, for some reason, whatever's in the vinegar, it's really the vinegar and mustard, resolves leg cramps.
My cardiologist, I don't have a heart problem, but I don't know why I saw a cardiologist. But anyway, he said one of the supplements that he recommends is turmeric.
Yeah.
And that's kind of mustard. That's part of mustard, I think.
Right.
Yes, it is.
Start taking
Because mustard the color.
Yeah.
Well, we learned a
Also,
lot
I heard
tonight.
that tonic water is good for cramps.
Tonic water?
That's good for
Tonic water.
malaria. That's that'll solve your malaria, Pete.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, but
Uh,
it's supposed to be good for cramps.
Gin and
I can see
tonic.
me walking down the
Probably
street.
better
with-
if you add gin, that helps.
Exactly. Gin and tonic, that's white man's malaria medicine.
I say walking down the street with mustard, eating mustard and drinking gin. We can all go to the deal.
I think the next time we meet,
Oh,
we're all
Jim
gonna be
Boyd, I
10
can
years
see you
younger.
finally.
Because we're gonna be drinking gin and tonic and eating mustard.
That's
Good
right.
mustard.
Put some lime in your tonic too for scurvy.
We'll have the whole world's diseases solved.
Hey, I just want to mention, it's neat to hear Norm speak, because as I reflect upon how long I've known him, we've been in school together from first grade all the way through high school and then Virginia Tech, so 16 years. And Norm, I can still remember your house over by Arlington Forest.
Oh, yeah.
I can remember the time when we fixed you up with Ann's cousin when she was visiting. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. We better not discuss that.
I was afraid you might.
Norm, can you turn on your camera? All I see is a black screen.
I don't know why it won't come up. I've hit a couple of buttons a couple of times and just didn't get in there. Sorry.
Yeah,
Okay,
so-
I'd love to show you my medal that I got today, but I can't do it. Seems.
Yeah.
I guess when I signed on, they wanted to have me give them a password. Was that a password for my mail? A password that you
No password.
gave us for the meeting?
Yeah,
Or-
well, the fact that we got audio, that should have been enough, really. So I'm not quite sure.
There were two boxes on my lower left screen, audio and video. So maybe the video got turned off.
Well,
Look
what,
down there to the lower left, Norm.
What's that?
Look toward the lower left screen. Do you see any
Oh,
boxes?
okay. All right, hang on a second. I got to cancel a few other things here.
Well,
If
these
you
tech
haven't-
gadgets are sharp.
If you haven't opened your permissions and given
Yes.
permission for the video, it won't come up.
Now
All
my
right.
band across
That's
the
good,
bottom
Earl.
says audio and video. And you have to let the little video camera to be turned on.
there's
Yeah,
also,
but chat, your permissions have to be allowing video also for that to work.
You do better with mustard.
I just put in chat a picture of me with the HREX because I wanted to, you can't see it, but I have a mustard packet in one of my pockets, so.
Well, maybe that'll do some good.
Yeah.
I knew getting together would be a good advice for everybody. And now we
Beam that
got
over to
mustard.
me, Sonny. Beam that over to me.
Does
Jim,
Grey
Jim,
Poupon work?
Would what work?
Jim, I have a question for you.
Yeah,
When we chatted 2 or 3 weeks ago, you were looking for a poem, and I'm wondering if you found it.
I did not. So I'll throw it out again to the crowd. Sonny wrote a poem about a snowflake, we believe our sophomore year, winter quarter. Earl thinks it was during the big snowstorm where we did the
March around a snowball.
Oh Girl. And Sonny barely remembers it. I think Earl and I remember it better than anybody else. So we're still hoping to find it so we can make him not only a well-known memorist, but also a well-known poet. That thing is stuck in my mind all these years.
All them years.
I may have to rewrite it, but I don't know.
You don't remember it.
Well, no, I sort of kind of, but I think that was winter quarter of our sophomore year, was it?
Yeah, that's what we think.
I was busily flunking out that quarter.
Yeah.
Who got the box of Cooper?
Probably,
You'd
probably
like to see a Cooper on that.
snowflakes were on my mind.
Well, you won a prize with it, and you must have won a
In the
prize. in
archive
all
somewhere
one.
then.
You'd think I'd have it somewhere.
Yeah.
I'll take a look. I've got some letters to old girlfriends that I've hidden away in a lockbox. Maybe I stuck them in there.
Ray Gaskins says he never throws anything away.
He does.
And he would look for it.
Okay.
I've not heard back from him. And so on.
So did it end up in a paper or in the Virginia Tech or?
Yes.
There, if it's there, we ought to be able to find it in the archive somewhere.
Well, I've talked to Colonel Lyman a couple of times, and I told him I'd give a milkshake to whoever found that thing. And he said he looked a little bit, and then he said he'd get a student to look for it. And that's been a month at least ago. And haven't heard back.
Maybe I'll up the ante and offer 2 milkshakes. And
Yeah.
Yeah, that gin sounded a little better. That's
yeah, but gin and tonic with
There
mustard.
you go.
And mustard. Don't forget the mustard.
Yeah, mustard on the side. Right.
One of the problems with the archives is that a lot of the stuff from back then was a little politically incorrect.
Yeah, I don't understand that at all.
really, what do you mean by that, Earl?
Well, they still ought to have the old Virginia Tech newspapers, politically incorrect or not.
Well, Honey Gerber was a regular feature in those, and she
Honey
was
Gerber?
probably the least politically correct of any of us.
Who's Honey Gerber?
You don't remember Honey Gerber?
No, I didn't have time to read the paper. I was too busy studying.
Yeah.
I don't think she was on my floor.
Don't fall out of your chair, guys.
I did have an interview when I was up there for that award, and the guy was wanted. It was really about the VPI VMI rivalry, but he did get down in the weeds about playing Dixie.
Yeah.
And I said, yes, as a matter of fact, if you look at my ring, it has the Confederate flag on it.
Right. You can't stomp it out everywhere.
I'm sorry.
Sorry. Yeah. It's part of history, isn't it?
It is.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I said, we meant no harm,
See it there.
but
There you go. Be there.
Hey, there we go.
Mine's hanging on the wall. I can't get up there and reach it. I used to be tall.
They build ladders, you know.
Yeah, but I'm not allowed that. I lost my ladder pass about a year ago. See, we moved into a retirement area here in Newport News about 5 years ago, and you slowly find out that people that are around you have got faults. Like the second step of the ladder is slippery, so they fall off and break their arm and leg and go to the hospital and die. And that's so I'm not ready to do those steps yet.
Stay away from the ladders.
Stay away from ladders,
Yes.
or at least stay away from the other people falling off their ladder.
So that ladder I had on the top of my pickup the other day, fixing a sprinkler. It should
Oh, it's bad. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you're-
got
you're
3
right.
ladders. I loaned it to all the I loaned the ladders to the technicians when they come over to repair things, like ceiling lights and ceiling fans. They say, if you got a ladder, sure, I got a ladder.
yeah, falling is not a real good idea at our age, gentlemen. Let's try to avoid that if we can.
If you avoid everything at our age we're supposed to, we just sit in the corner and evaporate.
No. I'm headed back out to Montana in June. I always fall down out there, but usually a rock stops my fall or something. So
That's a good plan.
yeah. Well, if you got to go, you got to go. Somebody said, well, Homer, if you die out there, you'll be doing something you love. And I go, not while I'm dying, I won't. I'm against that.
Sonny, think 1,000 years from now, somebody will find your bones and it'll be okay.
You're probably right, but they probably just leave me there to fossilize. Sure enough, it's like, nah.
Right.
Like dying on Mount Everest, it's too much trouble to bring you down. So
Well, it's really interesting. Norm is running half marathons, and probably Norm, you're probably going to run a marathon here directly. Sonny's going running around Montana trying to catch old big animals. I'm trying to get over a hip operation, but what's everybody else into?
Right now, no, I didn't go to the Kentucky Derby, but did help produce the opening ceremonies of the Derby Festival, which was attended by 700,000 people this year.
Wow.
Down on the shores of the Ohio. It's the biggest fireworks light show and air show kind. It lasts 8 hours. And it's the largest show of its kind in the world.
Wow,
That's
congratulations.
impressive. Yeah.
And you didn't blow yourself up.
No, I had other people doing that.
That's a good one. There's a book about that.
Was that the Aurora Borealis that we saw in New Hampshire?
Yeah. I
Could
tell you,
be.
if any of you are by Louisville anytime in mid-April or late April or what have you, it varies a little bit each year, give me a call and I'll put you up here and you can see it. It's quite the show. It's in the top air shows in the nation, but you don't have to pay for it. It's absolutely free. The fireworks are 52 tons of fireworks.
Wow.
On
Oh.
2 sets of 8 barges on the left, 8 barges on the right, with a 3,000-foot bridge in the middle, and the bridge shoots the fireworks, and all the barges shoot the fireworks. That's a hell of a deal. It really is. It'll blow your mind.
What are you celebrating?
What was that?
What are you celebrating?
It's the opening ceremony of the Kentucky Derby Festival.
Oh, wow.
Is that on YouTube by any chance, or Vimeo or something?
Well, the Derby Festival for years had nothing to do actually with the Kentucky Derby. It was a civic organization made up of a bunch of directors from corporations and things like that that put on 70 events for 2 weeks leading up to the Kentucky Derby. And they called me one year, Manjit, the president, called me one year and said, okay, Ben, it's time for you guys to sponsor an event. How about doing the Pegasus Parade? I said, I don't want to do the Pegasus Parade. It's not much of a parade. Why don't you let me create an opening ceremony for you? You got 70 events, but you don't have an opening ceremony. So that's how it all started, and it just grew into the it actually has more people going to the opening ceremony of the Derby Festival than the Kentucky Derby. The Kentucky Derby this year had 165,000 people at it live, and Thunder had 700,000.
Wow.
Awesome.
That
That's
just
awesome.
shows if you give things away, they'll come.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, y'all know that my old lady, Bob Parker, who was a chemical engineer, was an ordnance officer in the Air Force.
Yeah.
And he helps put on air shows with ordnance. And his brother flies a yacht or something in the air show and drops stuff, and then Bob makes it go off.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Jim, I used to send him a Christmas card every year and I got it returned. He used to live in Niceville, Florida. Apparently he moved.
not that I know of.
Do you have any clue of where he moved? Because last time it was returned and he was no longer at that address. And it wasn't forwarded.
I call him a couple of times a year and I send him a Christmas card in Niceville, Florida. I'll look up the actual address that I've been using and let you have that.
All right, great. He was my roommate in my freshman year
Oh, okay.
down in Eggleston.
He and I roomed together, I guess winter quarter, winter quarter junior year, and then one summer. And what the thing I remember most about him was when we had the balloons, with the cotton and the lighter fluid. And
Yeah.
and during summer quarter, and I remember him bringing one in that didn't fly very well, and he said, "Well, it just has too much structural weight." Typical engineer. He's got it all figured out. So.
Yeah.
How about you, Pete? What are you up to these days?
Well, just got back from a trip. We did a cruise, which everybody laughs at, but it was from Charleston to Jacksonville, Florida in the Golden Isles. It was great. Beautiful territory down there. Stopped off at Savannah, Beaufort, places like that. And good food, not very many people, 90 people on the ship, and it was great fun. But what I normally do, I'm volunteering. I live across the street from the Seal Beach Naval Weapons Station. And right in the middle of it is the Seal Beach National Marine Refuge. It's one of the last pristine marshes in Southern California. And we have a big garden and about a mile square marsh area. And every month we give a tour. The Navy lets us bring people in and we give tours. So that's fun. Just on Friday, we had the Secretary of the Interior out. She toured our refuge. She was a nice lady, but it's pretty interesting. We have great support from the command, the captain, and it's a lot of fun.
So in the refuge, the sea otters, kelp beds.
Oh no, it's a marsh area.
Oh,
It's
marsh
all
area.
Coastal marsh. Yeah, at low tide, it's mud and grass, and at high tide, it disappears.
Okay.
But we do have, and this is basically in the center of the Los Angeles metropolitan area. Of course, there's a naval refuge, around the Naval Weapons Station, but we have 17 green sea turtles in one of our ponds. And they come up from San Diego. The National Marine Fisheries Service comes up every month, and they capture a couple and put satellite tags on them and do all the stuff they do that biologists do. And our turtles go as far as Peru and Hawaii and Asia, but they always seem to come back. And that's pretty amazing and these turtles are up to 4 feet across.
Wow.
And they'll be here long when we're gone.
Oh yeah, they sure will. They're getting to be more numerous, and now we have the local river, San Gabriel River, has a power station on it, and they pump out a lot of warm water. And now these turtles are going up the river, so people are seeing more and more of them.
So there's your green turtle. I'll just put it up over on chat. That's a St. John green turtle.
Oh yeah, you might get some of our. They probably don't get the Atlantic.
I don't know how they would.
Yeah, I don't think they go through the
special.
Panama Canal as well.
How long do they live?
Amazing.
Oh, probably 200 or 300 years.
Yeah,
Wow.
they have about 15 of those in the San Diego Zoo.
Yeah.
It was really funny because when I used to live out in California, I went down to the San Diego Zoo and I'm standing there and there's this whole pod of these turtles, just like you're describing. And this old guy, at the time I was much younger, but this old guy comes beside me and he's got a newspaper in his hand. He starts hitting it up on the rock like this. And when he did that, the head of one of these turtles right in the middle of the pod came up and looked over. And I said, what is that all about? He said, watch. And he hit it up again. The turtle comes over to him and he takes the newspaper and rubs underneath the turtle's neck like this. I said, how the hell do you get him to do that? He said, we started that 50 years ago. That's how old this guy was.
Uh-huh.
That's pretty old.
They're pretty impressive animals, though.
They really are.
Hey, Pete, I just put up, this is the kind of turtle shell we find out in Montana. That's Cretaceous, the Cretaceous turtle. So they were probably about as big as those greens that you're talking about, maybe a little bit bigger.
Wow. Wow. We also we're fellows at the Natural History Museum in LA, and we go over there all the time, Page Museum and La Brea Tar Pits, things like that. And we get a lot of discussion about all these fossils and things in LA. It's amazing. It's a wonderful museum.
Yeah, when we find turtles, I know I'm in the wrong place. I'm underwater. I need to I need to go a little higher.
Right.
Actually, some of them were land, but most of them were in a marshy area like you're talking about. So
last month we had an eagle, bald eagle, camped out in one of the telephone poles in the refuge, and we have a huge population of red-tailed hawks. I don't know if you can see this, but This
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
this is
Yep.
one of our turtles that we put a satellite tag on,
Oh, wow. Cool.
and then we release them. They're very careful.
So that's how you know where they go, huh?
Yep, yep.
All
Every
right.
time they come up, they ping off the satellite, and there he goes, swimming away.
That is so cool, Pete. That's great.
Yes.
It's great fun, and people are just amazed that, oh, we have turtles in the refuge. Oh yeah, what, red boxer? No, we have these green sea turtles that are 3 feet across.
Wow.
What?
Is there an app for that? Can I track your turtle?
No.
Oh, damn it. Come on now, Pete.
No.
You got one.
I'll check. I'll check on that. Somebody's got to have it.
There should be a turtle app. We can make money.
There
Come
you
on, let's
go.
get a turtle app. You know?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I think I mentioned when we started this Zoom thing, we wouldn't go over an hour or so, because I'd rather do it more often and less time than a real long one that everybody says, I've had to stay up all night to do Chick's TV show or whatever it was. So what I'd like to do, this is a small group. We only got 10 of us here. There's some others out there in the weeds that didn't make it for whatever reason. I'm gonna try and track them down and see if there's some problem or don't want to know us. Or,
Yeah, I'm taping it, like I said, so I'll put that up on YouTube so everybody can watch it. Dwight, you haven't said what you've been doing. What are you up to?
No, I was,
I'm not climbing ladders.
Oh, yeah.
I was just gonna, recently, the thing that's been outstanding in my life is since we've moved to Florida, my grandson, who is Josh Brown, the oldest son of my oldest son, David, he came to Colorado Springs and we started a seminary there. We trained him in ministry. And then he came back to Florida, to Ormond Beach, Florida, next to Daytona. And all of a sudden I guess we were both talking about him starting a church a little bit north of where he lives now in Florida this September. And lo and behold, the Lord had other plans for him. He is now the teaching pastor in Riverbend. It's a Baptist church, Riverbend Community Church in Ormond Beach. And I was part of 3 pastors who got to install and ordain him just a couple of weeks ago. So I have my youngest son out of 3 sons, no daughters, but 3 sons. My youngest son is a pastor. He's up here in Breckenridge with us for the week, he and his family. So it was exciting to see one of them go into ministry after the Lord called me. Then now my grandson, at his installation service in this church, there were 700.
Let me interrupt. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We have to go. We're going to a concert, and my wife is calling me. But let's do this again more frequently.
Probably about 2 months. How would that
Great
be?
seeing everybody,
Be
and I
great.
look forward to seeing you again. And we'll see you again, Chick, soon.
Yeah.
Good to see you, Pete.
Good seeing. Thank you very much. Talk
Sonny,
to you
thank
later.
so
We'll
much.
see you, Pete.
Take care,
All right.
Pete.
Thank you.
At any rate, I'll just finish quickly. After being a pastor myself and an Air Force chaplain, and that's the way I ended up, I think the last 17 years of my 26 years were as a Air Force chaplain in the Air Guard, but now seeing a son and a grand to ministry, it's just been a blessing in my life, and to participate in that service, to still be able to do that and to preach. I still involve myself in teaching adult classes and also occasionally preaching in the church that we're attending right now. And so that keeps me busy and keeps me out of trouble. And we just really enjoy that, being able to share the word of God and teach it and preach it. And now see this younger grandson who started preaching the same age I was at 30, and to see him start this church when we had no idea the Lord had that in mind for him until just a couple of days before it happened. And the elders there approved that, and it's just been a blessing. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, and we're happy now to be in Florida. I think it wasn't too many years ago, Jim Floyd, that you came and we had dinner. Ann and I had dinner with you in Colorado Springs, where you were getting some training, I think, at Focus on the Family, weren't you?
It was in that building, yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
was
enjoyed
troop
that time with
security
you.
stuff. Yeah. Guys, I talked to Phil Duncan a couple of days ago, and he's doing okay and so on.
Good.
He'd like to join us on these. I thought he was on this list, but maybe not.
I edited this list and kept it to the 64 rats. And I think the next edition, I'll pick in a couple of 65 and 63s. Because I thought our secret signals for winning the gold cord were strictly in the 64 class.
Mhm. Yeah.
Unique about that.
Would 1 month, 2 months, what's a good interval for everybody to catch their breath before we do this again? I say do it again if Homer will be available.
In July sometime.
Yeah, I think about July.
Yeah.
Middle of July, somewhere in there.
You know, just a thought, but if you made it a monthly schedule and each of us took on some aspect, like to do a little more in-depth discussion of. I mean, I'd love to hear Sonny's description of one of his whatever the animals are you're going after out there in Montana. I mean, that's one item. I do a lot of woodworking, and I could probably bore you guys to death with
a
one or
drill?
two examples or travel. And the rest of you guys do the same, you know, have your own. I'm just suggesting a topic. Somebody is going to do this sort of like a, 2-minute, 5-minute presentation or something.
Yeah, I like that idea. And I'd be happy to host it. And like you said, it doesn't have to be an hour thing. We can come on and hear about woodworking, and for 30 minutes, you can show us around your shop. And I think it'd be great. I'd love that. Yeah.
I like to keep it to about an hour, because I found out in the Air Force, any meetings that last over an hour are wasted. And so at the end of an hour, your brain starts wandering off somewhere else and doing something else, saying this sure is a long meeting. So I'd like to keep it at an hour or less, roughly. I mean, not cut off just a second, but so if we do that, you think, Sonny, somewhere in July would be a good time for you?
Yeah, and Rocky and I can talk offline about anytime anybody has a topic they'd like to talk about, and we could limit it to that. Like I said, I'm happy to host it, and no matter where I am, I generally can have a computer around somewhere and I can host it. So anyway, we'll figure it out. But but for the whole group, yeah, maybe in July, get everybody back together and talk about.
In this last email, or one of the last emails, I took some of Ray Gaskin's information and added it to what I had as to who's living and who's been deceased. And then I got the unknowns. We don't know where they are. So if you'd look at that list, if you can fill in any blanks, just send me the info, and I'll share it with us the next time we do one of these Zooms.
I was just thinking too, my two roommates at Virginia Tech and A Squadron were Jeff Winter and Gene Maxey later, and both of them are gone now.
Yes.
So those were the two guys I roomed with.
I'll send the whole list out, and maybe that you came across them somewhere, can fill in some blanks.
Yeah, I think you may have done it before some time ago, but I've lost track of just how many we've lost and who,
And Ray Gaskin found that it's hard to get the information out of tech unless they graduated. If they didn't graduate, I think they take the books and throw them in the trash.
Yeah, well, they're not pinging them for money anymore.
That's right.
Yeah.
Can't get them as an alumni because they didn't graduate.
Right. Yeah.
Shoot for, well, Sonny, you just let me know when you want to.
Okay, we'll figure it out, and I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording, and everybody can just kind of sign off, or I'll just cut you off.
A whole nother ball.
All right, I started up again. You guys are starting telling good stories now.
I'm not sure your first day at Tech, any of you made the mistake of calling Randy Herman Mr. Herman.
Yeah.
I did.
What
That
happened?
lasted me all through freshman year.
I thought it would be, since I'd watched so many, remember they had shows on TV then about West Point and the Naval Academy and all that. And I thought, boy, this is going to be fun. I'm going to get chewed out. It's just like on the TV. And it's like, it was no fun at all, if I recall.
It was no fun. That was not fun. Although I recognized somewhere along the line how discipline enters in or flows from being harassed like that.
Well, Sonny learned to make his bed. If you've read that part of the book, I thought that was kind of a defining moment when his mother just came down and said, "You made your bed."
Yeah. What have they done to you? It's
Major.
Yeah.
We'll find out another date, and I'll start flooding you with some info on what we're going to do. And we'll make it a month to 2 months from now.
Yeah. Good.
Appreciate y'all dedicating an hour to share your stories, and we'll keep doing this as long as we got air.
Absolutely. Hey, did you say?
Sonny,
Did you say?
Not hair. I haven't got it here. Air. AIR.
any way to get a copy of this recording?
Yes, I'll try. I'm going to download. It's pretty long. I'm going to download it and then see if I can put it up on YouTube.
Yeah, if any of you guys, by the way, have a prayer request down the road, please text it or email it, and I'll sure pray for you. It's good to visit. Look forward to some more time.
Yeah, thank you, Dwight. I'll do that.
We'll do that.
Thank you.
Signing off.
All right, everybody.